Ever notice those numbers flashing on screen before kickoff? 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1? Most people shrug them off like background noise. But the thing is, they're actually the team's secret blueprint, and they shape every pass, tackle, and run you're about to see. And here's the crazy part. The way we talk about footballers as a number 6 or number 10 comes from a formation that teams played in the 1920s, the 2-3-5. Back then, 2 was the right back, 3 was the left, while 4 and 5 locked down the centre. Even as tactics have evolved, those numbers never disappeared, and they still shape the way we watch the game today. Let's start with the goalkeeper, 1. Wearing the number 1 shirt feels different from any other role on the pitch. It's the position that demands you to stay locked in for 90 minutes, even if the ball barely comes your way. Modern keepers like Alisson and Edison have turned goalkeeping into something bigger than just stopping shots. They launch counter-attacks with pinpoint passes, play as sweepers behind a high line, and have to read the game as well as any outfield player. Back in the early days, a keeper's job was mostly to guard the goal line and punch away crosses. Today, they're almost the starting point of every attack, and it takes a special mindset to handle the pressure of knowing that every mistake is magnified more than anyone else's. Centre-back, 4 or 5. Wearing the number 4 or 5 isn't just about size and power, it's about responsibility. These are the players trusted to hold the line, win headers, and organise the entire backline. Old-school centre-backs like Nemanja Vidic built their reputation on fearless tackles and being there with vital blocks when it mattered most. But now, the best centre-backs also have to stay calm on the ball and read the game 2 moves ahead. A perfect example is Virgil van Dijk, who glides across the backline and makes defending look almost effortless. Then there's Ruben Dias, who organises everyone around him and throws himself into tackles when it counts. Playing centre-back isn't just about size or strength, it's about reading the game, knowing exactly when to step in, and having the guts to put your body on the line. One slip or mistimed challenge can turn a solid defensive performance into a disaster, and that pressure is what separates good defenders from great ones. Ball-playing centre-back, 4 or 5. This is the modern twist that changed how defenders are seen. A ball-playing centre-back still wears 4 or 5, but they do more than just clear danger. They carry the ball forward, break lines with passes, and help the team beat the press. Think of John Stones stepping into midfield or Antonio Rudiger launching attacks from deep. It's less about fancy tricks and more about calmness and vision when opponents rush at you. Managers like Guardiola showed everyone that centre-backs could do more than just clear danger. They could build the attack too. Suddenly, it wasn't enough to be strong in the air or quick across the ground. If you can't pick out a pass under pressure, your team is cooked. Right back, 2. Number 2 belongs to the right back, but what that actually means has evolved massively. It used to be simple. All you had to do was stay tight, stop crosses, and play it safe. Today, players like Trent Alexander-Arnold have made right backs central to a team's attack. His passing range genuinely is on the level of many midfielders, and it's not rare to see him drift inside to pick out a killer ball. Modern right backs can't just focus on defending anymore. They have to sprint up and down the flank all game, read danger before it happens, and know exactly when to push forward or sit back. Get that decision wrong and you leave your team wide open. Get it right, and you can shape the whole attack from out wide. Left back, 3. If number 2 locks down the right, number 3 owns the left. And while the job sounds the same on paper, the best left backs often play with their own flair. Players like Andrew Robertson combine relentless running with clever link-up play, while Jordi Alba times his forward burst to perfection. Modern left-backs aren't just about overlapping and crossing. They sometimes cut inside, shoot from distance, or join build-up play like an extra midfielder. Another thing to note is that the balance is tricky. If you push too high, you leave space behind. You stay too deep, and you affect your team's attack. It's why the best left-backs look like they're everywhere at once. Wing-back. Playing as a wing-back feels like being given a free pass to live between two worlds. You're still technically a defender, but your team expects you to get forward like a winger. Just look at players like Achraf Hakimi or Alphonso Davies, who tear down the flanks and create as many chances as the forwards. It's a role born from systems like 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, where wingbacks stretch the pitch and pin back opposition wingers. But the demands are brutal. You got to sprint up to attack, track all the way back to defend, and repeat this for 90 minutes. Inverted fullback. This is probably one of the cleverest tactical tweaks in modern football. Instead of bombing down the outside, an inverted fullback steps inside and drifts into midfield when the team has the ball. Think of players like João Cancelo at Manchester City or Alexander Zinchenko at Arsenal. By moving centrally, they help overload the middle, recycle possession, and break the press. It feels strange at first, seeing your right back pop up next to the holding midfielder, but it forces the opposition to adjust. Playing this role requires insane awareness, perfect passing, and the discipline to drop straight back into defence when the ball is lost. It's like being a fullback and a deep-lying midfielder rolled into one. Hey, by the way, if you're enjoying this video, kindly drop a like so more people can see it, and tell me in the comments, which of these positions do you think is the toughest to play today? Well, the next position we'll be talking about is defensive midfielder 6. Wearing the number 6 used to mean being the destroyer, the one breaking up play and covering every blade of grass. And while that's still true, the modern defensive midfielder is just as much a conductor as a shield. Think of Casemiro shielding the back four while picking smart passes, or Rodri calmly dictating tempo under pressure. It's a role that demands timing, positioning, and knowing exactly when to step forward or sit back. You're the silent heartbeat of the team, and while the cameras might catch the flashy goals up front, ask any centre-back who they trust most, and it's almost always the number 6 in front of them. Deep-lying playmaker / register. The deep-lying playmaker is one of those roles that looks almost lazy until you realise that it's quite the opposite. Players like Andrea Pirlo, Xabi Alonso, or more recently, Jorginho, don't sprint around flying into tackles. Instead, they sit just in front of the defence, scanning the pitch and dictating everything with their passing. It is about vision more than raw physicality. It's about spotting gaps before they open and turning defence into attack with one perfect ball. It is a role that asks for ice-cold composure because one misplaced pass in this part of the pitch can be deadly. Central midfielder / box-to-box 8. Wearing the number 8 usually means you do a bit of everything. You have to defend, attack, carry the ball, and sometimes even finish moves yourself. The true box-to-box midfielder never stops moving. He links the backline with the forwards and covers more ground than anyone else. Think of players like Jude Bellingham or prime Steven Gerrard, who could tackle hard in their own box and score screamers in the other. What makes this role special is balance. You have to know when to push forward, when to drop back, and how to keep the midfield ticking over even when the game turns frantic. It is one of the toughest jobs physically and mentally because you're always involved in the thick of it. Attacking midfielder / number 10. Everyone recognises the magic of the number 10 shirt. This is the player who plays just behind the striker, drifting into pockets of space and unlocking defences with creativity. It's not just about fancy flicks and stepovers. It's about vision, timing, and pulling defenders out of shape. Players like Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes, or in the past, Mesut Ozil, show how a great number 10 can make the whole team be on point. Winger, 7 or 11. Playing as a winger and wearing the number 7 or 11 used to mean hugging the touchline, sprinting past fullbacks, and whipping in crosses. And while that part of the job hasn't disappeared, the role has grown into something more. Think of players like Vinicius Jr., Bukayo Saka, or Leroy Sané, who aren't just runners, but they're playmakers out wide. Modern wingers need to know when to stretch the game, when to cut inside, and how to beat 2 or 3 defenders in tight spaces. The position demands explosive pace, quick feet, and decision-making at full speed. And when it works, there's nothing more exciting than seeing a winger fly past a defender and bend a shot into the far corner. Inside forward, inverted winger. This role flipped everything people thought about wingers. Instead of staying wide and crossing, the inside forward cuts inside onto their stronger foot, looking to shoot or play a killer pass. Think of Mohamed Salah, a left-footed player starting on the right, or Son Heung-min on the opposite side. The idea is to make fullbacks guess whether you are going outside to cross or cutting inside to finish. Striker, centre forward, 9. Wearing the number 9 has always meant being the player who's expected to score goals. It's as simple as that. But how you do it has changed over the years. Classic strikers like Ruud van Nistelrooy were pure poachers, and they lived for rebounds and tap-ins. Others, like Didier Drogba or Karim Benzema, held up play, linked midfield, and bullied defenders physically. The modern number 9 often combines both. They are strong enough to fight for space, skilled enough to drop deep and link moves, but also sharp enough to finish chances in the box. False 9, 9 but plays deeper. The false 9 is one of those tactical twists that made people see football differently. Instead of staying up against centre-backs, this player drops into midfield, drags defenders out of position, and creates space for others to run into. Lionel Messi playing that role at Barcelona is the perfect example, and more recently, players like Kai Havertz have tried similar moves. It's not about scoring 30 goals yourself. It's about movement, touch, and linking play so others can finish. It demands huge football IQ because you're constantly deciding whether to stay deep or break forward, and always trying to stay 2 steps ahead of the defence. And that's the beauty of modern football. There are so many positions and so many ways to shape a game. Whether you're a number 6 sweeping up danger or a number 10 pulling the strings, it all matters. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, subscribe for more, and tell us, which position do you think is the most important?